Hi, I'm Kat, and this tutorial is how to make this DIY necklace. It's made out of ribbon and jump rings, and it has a cute little bow in the back. It's really easy to make, and what I love about this is it's really inexpensive supplies. The jump rings I got in a huge multi-pack for $2.99, and I still have a whole bunch left over for other projects, and the ribbon was only 99 cents. For this project, you'll need some scissors, a pair of pliers, a lighter, a clasp and some jump rings to attach your clasp, large jump rings. I got a variety pack that had both of these sizes in it, so I'm going to be using both sizes, but you can use whatever size you like as long as it's easy to work with. You don't have to necessarily mix them the way I am. And whatever kind of ribbon you want, just as long as it fits within your jump rings fairly well. The first thing I'm going to do is cut my ribbon at a slant. Like that. It just makes it easier to thread it through my jump rings. Then I'm going to take the lighter, and you don't necessarily have to do this, but I find it saves me some hassle. I'm just going to burn or melt the edge of my ribbon so it doesn't fray as I'm working with it. And since I didn't have a big pack of all the same size jump rings like these that I want to work with, I divided up my smaller ones that I had into equal parts. So what I'm going to do is thread all of these onto my necklace first, of the small ones, so half of the small ones, and then I'm going to thread the larger ones in the center, and then I'll finish up by doing the rest of the small ones. So one thing to keep in mind when you're making this is that these larger ones are roughly 10 millimeter jump rings, and they end up kind of overlapping each other. So 4 of these large jump rings should give you about 1 inch of necklace. So make sure, however long you want to do your necklace is completely up to you, but make sure you have enough jump rings to give you the length that you want before you get started. Also, when you're measuring your ribbon, you're going to want to measure it as long as you want your necklace, plus 6 to 8 inches to tie the bow once you're finished making your necklace. Start by threading 2 jump rings onto your ribbon and pulling them all the way through the ribbon almost to the other end, and you'll want it to go as far as you want your necklace to start. So I'm just going to basically leave enough to tie the decorative bow at the end on this end. And now this portion of ribbon to the left is going to be my working ribbon. So I've got my 2 jump rings on here. I'm going to take my working ribbon, skip over the first jump ring on the left, and take it back through the second jump ring. And I'm going to try and make sure that my ribbon does not get twisted. So see, there's a twist in it. I want to just flip it over and try and get it to rest against itself. So this is the shiny side of my ribbon over here, and then underneath this is the not shiny side. So I'm keeping the not shiny side against itself. If I were making a loop, non-shiny portions of ribbon are touching each other. I'm going to pull that all the way through, and you'll have something like this. Now take that jump ring that's sticking straight out the bottom, push it to the left, and take your working portion of ribbon and thread it down through that jump ring. And once you've done that, you'll have something that looks like this. Make sense? From this point, you'll want to add another jump ring to your working end of ribbon. Scoot it up next to the jump rings you've already got on there, and then take your ribbon and feed it back through, going up through this second jump ring on the line. Again, try and keep the ribbon from getting twisted as you pull it through. And now you have something that looks like this. Now, you can flatten them out like that, but when you pull on this side of the ribbon, that jump ring is just going to jump down. And that jump ring that you've got jumping around all on its own, you're going to take your ribbon and thread it back down through that jump ring. And now you have something like that. And you're just going to keep repeating this process. Let me just show you, add one more jump ring. And as you're pulling these through, try and avoid catching on the edges of your jump rings because that will pull on some of the threads in your ribbon. So you've added another jump ring. Now you're going to take your ribbon back through your second jump ring on the line. Try not to get your ribbon twisted like I am. And now you've got that one jump ring that's flopping around on its own, remember? Almost like the very first one. Take the end of your ribbon, put it through that jump ring. Don't get the ribbon twisted. And now it's going to fall in line. And then just keep repeating those steps until your necklace is as long as you want it. For me, since I'm using two different sizes of jump rings, I'm going to use up half of the smaller ones first, then all of the large ones, and then the other half of the small ones. And once you've used up all of your jump rings, or your necklace is the length that you want it, measure both of the ribbons and cut them to the same length. Then you'll want to refinish the edge on your ribbon because it probably got a little bit torn up while you were making your necklace. Then take a small jump ring, open it up, attach it to the last jump ring, and then using another small jump ring, attach your clasp. Then on the other end of your necklace, use another jump ring to attach a larger jump ring to hook your clasp into. And that is your finished necklace.